Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Alex Morash, and let's queer up politics. DeSantis appoints anti-LGBTQ Ashley Moody as Florida's new senator. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis has found a replacement for the Senate seat vacated by Marco Rubio in Ashley Moody. Moody was previously the state's attorney general and had a record of anti-LGBTQ remarks. DeSantis cited one of her policies in his reasoning, stating, quote, she sued the Biden administration to prevent brutal transgender surgeries on these minor kids, end quote. Medical experts, including the American Medical Association and the American Academy of Pediatrics, have emphasized that gender-affirming care is evidence-based, medically necessary, and supported by every major medical and mental health association in the United States. She also was part of the lawsuit that successfully fought President Biden's Title IX protections of transgender students in athletics. In a statement made during the lawsuit, she said, quote, the idea that young girls can now legally be forced to undress in the same room with males is what is supposed to be a safe space, like a locker room, that a young woman could be randomly assigned a roommate that is a biological male with no say over the matter, or that biological men would be eligible for women's scholarships is ludicrous, end quote. She also launched an investigation of Starbucks, claiming the company's DEI program constituted employee discrimination and, quote, a race-based quota system, end quote. You know, Ashley Moody has a really long record of not just anti-LGBTQ activities, but also anti-democracy activities. When I was at the Florida Dems, she was always trying to stop a gun control ballot initiative. And, you know, I remember having to write a speech about her, DeSantis, and Petronas for the chair, and I call them the axis of corruption in it. And I think that still holds today with the three of them. You know, she has no respect for democracy, neither does DeSantis, and we're going to see that when she's a U.S. senator.
And Marco Rubio actually miraculously got unanimously confirmed by the Senate, but more or less he is the best of a bunch of bad apples. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, listen, for those out there in the I say the regular world that doesn't live in Florida, yes, we do have a factory that produces awful people. So we just released some of them onto you, and now the country's attorney general is going to come from the state of Florida. So now we've replaced. It's like cutting off the head and then two grow who are worse. Now we have Ashley Moody to deal with on top of Ron DeSantis. So she's going to go to the Senate, and we're going to have Ashley Moody going to the Senate, really as a holding space for Ron DeSantis to take that.
Yeah.
And when the election comes up,
he's term limited, right? Yeah.
Yes, he will be done. For those that live here in Broward County specifically, and especially where I live, we were once represented by a Democrat, Hillary Cassell, as our state representative, who has now switched to the Republican Party, and has since claimed to still have support for the LGBTQ community. So I'm hoping we're going to see a comment from Representative Cassell about Ashley Moody becoming our state senator, to see if she's supportive of that role and of her policies. So we'll just wait and see.
Now, so many Democrats in Florida have switched last minute, and some people have asked me about it, and then someone who's dealt with all of them. There's a certain constituency of elected cowards in Florida, and we're seeing that unfold right now with that elected official and a few others. There's a rumor a U.S. senator might switch parties, not from Florida, but elsewhere, and I'm just like, the Democratic spine continues to show its feebleness.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, you mean Fetterman?
No, he said he wouldn't be him.
Oh, boy. That is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer, nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.